What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon, MLB DFS video. It is Sunday edition, June 11th, and we have a full slate we are going to break down. So, I do want to welcome you back if you have been here before, or welcome you for the very first time. Hopefully, you're in for a treat. Hopefully, you'll learn something. If you do, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, because we are trying to build the brand, trying to get to 10,000 YouTube subs, or on Twitter at advisors_team, 10,000 by the All-Star break. So we got about a month to go. I don't know if we can do it, but we're gradually going up there, and I might even extend it. If we can get to 10,000 YouTube subs before the NFL season has started, we will give away 5 NFL season passes. So let's try to get it there. If you have been here before, you guys know what to expect. Our last video got 80 plus likes, so we are going to take anyone from yesterday out of the 60 plus comments. You're thrown into the random.org, and we're going to randomize this 3 times, and then the person will win a free week of MLB DFS. Now, if this video you're watching today gets 50, we'll do the same thing for a week. If it gets 100, we'll give away 1 month pass. Now, I really thought we were going to get to 100 on this one, so I do love the support. I really thought we were going to get to 100. I was very excited. So let's make this day awesome. So if this video gets 100 likes, one person who leaves a comment will randomly get chosen for a month pass. If this video gets, let's just go 120 likes today. If this video gets 120 likes today, someone will win the rest of the MLB DFS season for absolutely free. All you got to do is like the video, leave a comment, and be a subscriber to the YouTube page. So, good luck to everyone here. We're going to randomize this list 3 times. The 3rd time will be the winner for the week. When you see your name, leave a like, leave a comment, and then hit us up on Twitter. 1, 2, and the winner is, now this is the largest list we've ever had. This is 43 separate people. So that is awesome. So, congratulations to Jax Monson. Jax Monson, if you see this, like this video and make a comment that you saw this, and then hit us up on Twitter at advisors_team. If you don't have Twitter and you are a winner, put on the list, I need a name and an email address to create your account on FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. Some people are okay with giving out username or a username and an email out here. But I give you the option to put it on Twitter just to be more confidential. So if you are interested, definitely hit us up at advisors_team on Twitter. So congratulations, we're going to do the exact same thing. So what we're going to do, we're going to break it down. We're going to look at these games. We're going to look at the pitching. We're going to go over the ones we like, and then we're going to go over the bats that we do like as well. And I did tweet this out on Friday night, but a lot of people, hopefully you followed us the past couple of nights with home runs. I said on Friday's video that I think Gary Sanchez is going to hit a home run against the lefty in Coors. Hit it. And then in yesterday's video, I said Acuna leading off, going to hit a home run. Did it as well in the 2nd inning. So actually Friday night, I took a same-game parlay of Tatis, Gary Sanchez, and Machado to all hit a home run. Put $10 on it. Usually I do $25. I only put $10 on it, but I won $403.05 on that. So really wish I would have put $25 on it like I have been. But yeah, I had a really good day. Took home runs on Saturday. Didn't work out. I did take Acuna, Tatis, and Christian Walker. I got the Acuna, and that was it. So it's a new day, but digging into the numbers, looking at the batter trends, looking at the BVP has given us 2 straight days of winners. Hopefully you guys have been tailing, and hopefully you've been bringing home the bacon. So let me know down below. Have you been tailing? Have you been winning money with the bets too? So first game on the slate, Diamondbacks at the Tigers. You got Zach Gallen versus Joey Wentz. I'm not looking at Wentz at all. I'm looking at Gallen. Only 9 plate appearances, 333 batting average. Nothing. I'm taking Zach Gallen. That's why he's the picture of the video in the article. The problem is it is the first game of the day, so it's the Peacock game of the week or whatever they call it. So you have to play the all-day slate for it, but I do like Gallen. And I do like an Arizona stack again. I will like an Arizona stack for a long time, I believe. They're hitting really well. They're winning a ton of games. They're very competitive. I'm looking at Corbin Carroll. I'm looking at Ketel Marte. Christian Walker, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. as well. So those are the names that I'd be looking at in this game. None of the names on Detroit strike fear into me at all. So that's my thought in this game here. Next game, Astros at the Guardians. You got Brandon Bielak versus Shane Bieber. Now, I did take Tristan McKenzie yesterday. Didn't do anything for us. That kind of is what stunk. I think he had a total of 15 fantasy points on our FanDuel lineup. Not going to be enough to take down a tournament. Maybe, depending on what game you're playing, could help. But yeah, I mean, not much there. Bieber, his numbers against Houston, 62 plate appearances, a 310 batting average, 19.4. So if we dig into the numbers a little bit, we can see who's had success. You can see in the 62 plate appearances, Jose Abreu is 40. So this is the exact reason I tell you, one of the reasons I hope you guys watch the videos and take what we say to build better lineups. If you just look this on face value and you saw, Bieber against them in 62 plate appearances, that's got to be a full team, 310 batting average, I'm avoiding him. The majority of them is one player who's batting 289 against him with 3 home runs. The only 3 other players that have faced him, Altuve 3 for 6 with a double, Bregman and Martin Maldonado each 1 hit. So the numbers do lie here. If you're looking at face value, you could say Shane Bieber, I'm staying away from him. Now, the Astros are a good team. We know this. I think a lot of casual players will be seeing this number and avoiding. So I think we can actually get Shane Bieber, and I think his ownership will be a little bit lower. So I honestly don't mind Bieber here. Now, again, the Astros can hit. We know that. They can put up a ton of runs. For all we know, they could put up 10 runs and absolutely destroy him, but I will have some exposure to Bieber in this one. Bielak, on the other hand, just kind of looking at his numbers, I want to check him out real quick. Not bad. We've used him a few times. I'm not in love with him. I think both of these pitchers are tournament options, but I think Bieber's tournament and cash. So that's kind of my thought in this game. No bats really jump out here. If you are looking at bats, the Astros bats would be Altuve, Abreu, Bregman, Pena, just depending on what lineup's out there. Kyle Tucker, I don't mind. Flip side of that, Jose Ramirez is the number 1 Cleveland bat you're looking at. Then you look at Steven Kwan if he's at the top. And really just depending on who else is out, maybe Miles Straw. Just depends on what the lineup that comes out. So these are the things where I say kind of stick around, look at FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, look at the Vegas numbers, look at the ballpark rankings, look at the lineups that come out, kind of to help build around there. Moving on to the next game, we got the Royals at the Orioles. You got Carlos Hernandez versus Kyle Gibson. Hernandez, 41 plate appearances, a 314 batting average, and only 19.5 K percentage against the Orioles. Kyle Gibson, on the other hand, 97 plate appearances, 17.5 K percentage, a 183 batting average. I'm avoiding Hernandez altogether. I will have exposure to Kyle Gibson, and let's look at the Orioles bats in the 41 plate appearances that have had success. At any time, you're always going to want to look at Mountcastle. You're always going to want to look at Rushman when you're building a stack here. Even kind of want to look at Aaron Hicks. He's cheap. He's been playing okay since coming over here. Frazier, 2 for 5 with a home run. Austin Hayes, 3 for 6 with a double. Mountcastle's only 1 for 7. I don't really mind that at all. If I'm stacking, I'm not saying I'm going to, but if you were asking me what players I would stack in this game, or on for the Orioles anyway, most likely Mountcastle, Austin Hayes, Adley. If it's a cheaper option, Aaron Hicks, maybe Gunnar Henderson in that one. But I will have exposure to Kyle Gibson. 97 plate appearances, 183 batting average is good. Who has had success? Salvi, 6 for 47, 2 home runs. So if you're not going Gibson, Salvador Perez has seen him a little bit well. Jackie Bradley Jr., if he's in there, 2 for 17 with the home runs, not anything I would mess with. Bobby Witt's 1 for 4. That one hit was a triple. If he does get on, he could get a stolen base. He could also hit some home runs. So I don't mind Bobby Witt. So yeah, if I'm looking at bats, possibly Perez, Bobby Witt Jr., Nick Pratto. But it's just, don't feel like you have to stack. You don't always have to stack. I'm probably not stacking. I would look at some of the Orioles bats, but I would look at Kyle Gibson for my pitching here. Next game, Mets at the Pirates. You got Carlos Carrasco versus Mitch Keller. Carrasco, 31 plate appearances, 172 batting average against him. Mitch Keller, 58 plate appearances, 271. Now, I do like Mitch Keller. I do know he's left a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths because we did use him his last start. He was the most expensive pitcher on the slate. He had the easiest matchup against the Oakland Athletics, and he gave up, I believe, 8 runs in the first inning, 7 or 8 runs in the first inning. That's not who he is. He's a better pitcher than that. I will go back to the well with this. I will have Mitch Keller against the Mets. Probably only tournament, but I will have Mitch Keller. Probably a little bit of Carrasco too. The problem is he's not striking out a ton of people. So paying for him and then not getting a ton of strikeouts consistently is where we're going to get a little, we're going to lose a little bit there. So tournaments, I don't mind either of these pitchers. Probably not going to be doing in cash, and I'll be over a little bit more on Keller than I would at Carrasco. Now, if I'm making 20 lineups or whatever lineup, however many you make, you got to sprinkle in some of these pitchers. So I will sprinkle in some Carrasco as well, but I'd rather take Mitch Keller over him. Dodgers at the Phillies is next. You got to be announced for the Dodgers versus Taijuan Walker. Walker, 131 plate appearances against the Dodgers, 21.4 K percentage, a 277 batting average. I'm not looking at him at all. I'm just guessing without having looked at the numbers right now. I'm going to say Freddie Freeman's probably close to the top with plate appearances since they were both. Well, no, not really. I would say probably looking at Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman for my JD Martinez has been on fire as well. Miguel Rojas, 3 for 23 with a double. Freddie, 4 for 19 with a home run. Mookie, 6 for 13 with a double. So, yeah, I like Mookie. I like Freddie. Chris Taylor, 4 for 14 with a double. Max Muncy, 1 for 12. That one hit was a home run. Will Smith actually has had really good success. 4 for 11. 3 of the 4 hits are extra base hits. 1 double, 2 home runs. JD, 7 for 12 with a double and a home run. So, yeah, if I'm stacking this game, I am looking at, and this is going to be an expensive one, so you're going to have to find some salary relief with your pitching. But I'm looking at Freeman, Betts, Will Smith, JD Martinez in this one. And then I don't know who's going to be pitching, so this is one to kind of wait to see. Depending on when you watch this video, it might be out, hopefully. But if I'm looking at bats on the other side of this, I'd be looking at Trey Turner. I'd be looking at Bryce Harper. I'd be looking at Castellanos, Bryson Stott, just depending. We kind of got to wait for the news to come out. So that's the only thing that kind of stinks when we do these videos. If the pitcher's not out there, it's kind of really hard to build to see who the pitcher is. So by the time the pitcher does come out, go check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. Our batter trends. Our batter trends will have a ton of stuff for you. And hopefully enough to help you out there. Next game, Nationals at the Braves. You got Trevor Williams versus Bryce Elder. Williams, 117 plate appearance, 243. I'm not looking at him. I'm stacking the Braves. I'm stacking Matt Olson, Acuna again at the top. Ozzie Albies didn't do anything for us, but hopefully he's had success. But I would be taking Bryce Elder against Trevor Williams. 41 plate appearance, 243. Not the best K percentage, but I'm definitely taking Elder over Williams here. And then looking at the bats, Ozuna had a home run yesterday in the same inning as Acuna. 8 for 25, a double. That's a 320 batting average. Orlando Arcia, 5 for 19 with 2 doubles and a home run. Acuna, 6 for 12, batting 500 with 2 home runs. Austin Riley, 2 for 10 with 2 doubles. So, yeah, I'm stacking the Braves against Trevor Williams. I look at Ozuna again, Acuna, depending between Eddie Rosario, Ozzie Albies, depending on who's out there. We took Kevin Pillar yesterday in one of our stacks, and he ended up getting a stolen base, get like 15 or 18 fantasy points, which was something like that. It was nice. So, yeah, I'd be looking at Ozuna, Acuna, between Ozzie Albies and Eddie Rosario, and then Matt Olson as a stack here. Maybe even Michael Harris. I don't mind Michael Harris either. Plus, he can hit home runs, and if he gets on, he can get stolen bases too. So, might take out Albies and Eddie Rosario and just stack Ozuna, Acuna, Olsen, and Michael Harris here. So, not Williams. Rather stack the Braves. Rather take Bryce Elder as pitcher. Next game, Twins at the Blue Jays. You got Louis Varland versus Kevin Gausman. Varland, 25 plate appearances, 280 batting average. Gausman, 88 plate appearances, 31.8 K percentage, and a 231 batting average. I am taking Kevin Gausman here. If you want to look at Toronto bats that have had success against Varland, Bo knows. I mean, Bo Bichette, 2 for 3 with a home run. Love Bo here. George Springer, 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. Vlad 0 for 3, but I would take a shot at him. Same with Matt Chapman. And then if you're not taking Gausman, you can see the Twins bats that have had success against him. Vasquez 5 for 25 with a home run. Max Kepler 3 for 9 with a home run. Michael A. Taylor 3 for 8 with a double. Not much else. I mean, Kyle Farmer 2 for 7. One hit. So, yeah, I'm not really stacking the Twins. I love Gausman, and if I am taking bats in this game, it would be the Toronto bats. Next game, the Rangers at the Rays. You got Martin Perez versus Shane McClanahan. We just saw the Rangers take the game on Saturday. Maybe they can do it against McClanahan, but he's been really good this season. Martin Perez, 103 plate appearances, a 253 batting average, 17.5 K percentage. McClanahan, 20 plate appearances, 167. I will have exposure to both of these pitchers in tournaments. Now, I know McClanahan's been really good this year. He's in the top 5, I believe, for ERA and top 5 for American League Cy Young last I saw. But the problem is Texas bats are good. Now, they have been blanked before, and McClanahan is a good pitcher. So I will be on McClanahan and Perez a little bit for tournaments only. At the moment, no bats really jump out to me unless you're looking at Corey Seager, who hit a home run yesterday. He could be looking on for, if we're looking at the Rangers bats. Seager, Adolis Garcia, Jonah Heim, Josh Jung all jump out to me, and Marcus Semien. Flip side of that with the Rays here, we can look. I'm assuming a Rosarena against the lefty is probably good. If he's faced him, let's see. Yandy, 8 for 25 with 2 doubles and a home run. Manny Margot is only 2 for 18. A Rosarena, 3 for 15 with a home run. Yeah, Mejia, 5 for 8 with 2 doubles. So I don't mind him. He'll be very cheap if he's in. Here's the problem. And if you've been with us before, you know. Sundays are the day of rest, not only for Christ and the workers, but also catchers. Catchers see Sundays as the day that majority of them get sat for the backup for whatever reason. So depending. Now, I don't know if Mejia will be in there. Really just depends. That's something we kind of got to look at. But if he is in, he'll be a cheaper option. And if you're stacking the Rays, he's got to be in one of your stacks, I feel. Possible Rays stack that I'd be looking at here. Mejia, Franco, Rosarena, Diaz. I don't mind those there. So that's kind of where I'm at there. And then the flip side, the Rangers bats, let's see. I mean, they haven't faced them. Kind of just wanted to see. But, yeah, I mean, they really haven't done much. But, yeah, I'm still looking at Corey Seager. I mean, Mitch Garver could be a cheaper option. Jonah Heim is in there. So, yeah, the bats that I said, I would be looking at concentration of righty bats in this game. Just depending on what side of the ball you're on and which team you're looking at. Next game, Marlins at the White Sox. Braxton Garrett versus Lucas Giolito. Giolito coming off a good game against the Yankees. 102 plate appearances, a 231 batting average, 24.5 K percentage against him. I don't mind him. I think he's more of a tournament option just because it's crazy to think that the Marlins are they 2.5 out of first? Hold on. No, 4.5 now. So the Marlins are 4.5 games out of first. They're above Philly by 4.5 games. They're above the Mets by 5 games. The Mets are so bad. And they're above Washington by 10 games. So they're only trailing the Braves. They've been hitting well. If you aren't taking Giolito, Well, if you're looking at this game, I don't mind either of these pitchers. I think both are probably tournament options, good, but Giolito might be cash. If you're taking the Marlins bats against Giolito, we can look at who's had success. Probably Jorge Soler. Just be a guess. Soler 5 for 23 with a double and 2 home runs. I forget that Soler was on the Cubs. Just crazy to think about. Luis Ariz, I mean, dude is hitting. What is he hitting still? Let me see. I think he's still hitting over 400. Could be wrong. It could have changed. Let's see. I mean, the Marlins weren't doing very much until the ninth inning, where they scored all 5 of their runs. They were losing 1-0, and Joe Kelly gave up. Oh, of course, Joe Kelly gave that up. Let's see. Joe Kelly gave up 2 earned runs. But looking at Ariz, he's batting .402 still. Had 2 hits again today or on Saturday. Yeah, I mean, 2 singles. It's crazy that he's getting on. If you are into doing parlays, or if you're into doing like batters getting a hit every day, I think you got to have a rise in there. So yeah, I don't mind either of those. Soler, Ariz, Yuli Gurriel 6 for 21 with 3 doubles and a home run, batting .286. Joey Wendell 2 for 8 with a double. Gene Segura 1 for 1 with a home run there. If you're looking at White Sox bats, possibly. Now, I don't feel confident in them, but you could be looking at Luis Robert, Tim Anderson, Andrew Vaughn, Gavin Sheets are some names that come out there. Kind of what I'd be looking at there. Next game, Athletics at the Brewers, JP Sears versus Freddie Peralta. Sears, 5 plate appearances. I mean, nothing. 0 batting average. Peralta, 3 plate appearances, 333. Just like yesterday, I took Tehran. He did us well. Got us the fantasy points we needed. They did lose the game in extra innings, but he gave us exactly what we needed. I think I'm going to go back to the well here with the Brewers again. Look at Freddie Peralta against Oakland. And I, again, obviously would love if this game were in Oakland, but we can't get that. So we're in Milwaukee, but I'm still taking Freddie Peralta over JP Sears. No real bats jump out to me until we see the batter trends, really. So I'm not really focused on bats in this game right now. Reds at the Cardinals is next. Hunter Green versus Adam Wainwright. Green, 64 plate appearances, 269 batting average. Adam Wainwright, 57 plate appearances, 250 batting average. It's been a trend, and we've had a lot of success when we've stacked against Wainwright this season. Kind of the same thing I'm thinking. I'm looking at Hunter Green for pitching, and I'm looking at the Reds bats here over Wainwright. So if I'm looking at the bats, Newman 5 for 23 with a double, India 4 for 11 with a double, TJ Friedel 2 for 3 with 2 doubles, Matt McClain 1 for 3 with a home run. If you're not taking Hunter Green, the Cardinals bats that have had success against him include Tommy Edman 5 for 10 with a double, Dylan Carlson 3 for 5 with a double, Arenado 2 for 8 with a double, Nolan Gorman 1 for 6, that one hit's a home run. Wilson Contreras 1 for 3, that one hit is a home run as well. Now Wilson Contreras, like I said, he's a catcher, but he sat on Saturday. So unless he's hurt that we don't know about, I'm looking at Wilson Contreras as an option at catcher if you were taking a catcher today. So there's the breakdown of that game. Then we got the Padres at the Rockies. You got Blake Snell versus Anderson Lamet. Like I've said in the past, I don't feel confident about taking pitchers in this ballpark. I am looking at the bats here. We've had success taking the Padres the past 2 games here. We've taken Gary Sanchez, who homered a couple of times. He homered on Friday, and he had, I think, a single or double with RBIs on Saturday. If he's playing today, kind of look at that. I don't know if he'll be playing, but kind of look at that. But yeah, I mean, Blake Snell I guess you could twist my arm and say I would take Blake Snell. His numbers are good here. 94 plate appearances, 41.5 K percentage, 195 batting average. I would take Blake Snell in tournaments. Now, I think there's still going to be a ton of runs here. There wasn't on Saturday. I see that. But if I'm feeling confident here, I'd be looking at Blake Snell for tournaments only. And then if I'm not using him, I'm stacking on both sides of the ball. Just depending on who's out there, you could be looking at, for instance, on the Rocky or on the Padres side, Tatis, Gary Sanchez if he's in there, Bogarts, Juan Soto, Machado, Jake Cronenworth. I really like Jake Cronenworth. I feel like he might do something lefty on righty matchup here. Lamet here, if I'm taking Rockies bats, they haven't had much success against him, but let's see if anyone's like dug in and actually had success. Grichuk 4 for 28 with 3 doubles. See if he's in there. Blackman 6 for 18 with 2 doubles. Diaz 3 for 12 with a home run. Montero 1 for 4 with a double. Other than that, no one's really had success. So yeah, maybe Profar 1 for 3. If he gets on, he can get a stolen base too. So kind of my thought process here would be looking at Blake Snell for cash or for tournaments only, and then just the bats in this. Cubs at the Giants. Hayden Wesneski versus to be announced. Wesneski was sent down. Now he's back up. I don't trust him. This just feels like a game to avoid. I don't really trust. We don't know who the other pitcher is. Probably just you could avoid this game, I feel like. Now, again, wait until the Vegas numbers come out. Wait till the batter trends come out and the ballpark rankings, and we can see. But as of now, I really don't want anything to do with this game. Kind of the same thing with this one. Mariners at the Angels is this game. Bryce Miller's never faced him before. Maybe I'll take a little bit of exposure to Bryce Miller here, just because he has never faced him before, and we kind of like that. With that, Griffin Canning, on the other hand, 30 plate appearances, 240 batting average. No real bats jump out right now. If you're not taking Miller and you want to take some Angels bats, obviously you could be looking at. We definitely could be looking at, Ohtani, Trout, Rendon, Renigfo, or Rengifo. I don't remember how you pronounce his last name. Gio Urshela if he's in there. Drury if he's in there. I mean, there's options that we could take here. On the flip side of that, if we're taking the Mariners bats, you could be looking at Teoscar Hernandez. You could be looking at Kelenic. You could be looking at Ty France. You could be looking at Julio. I don't want anything to do with either of these pitchers at all. And then the final game is not on. I think it's the only thing you can do is single game slate unless you're doing the all-day slate. Brian Bello versus Clark Schmidt. I don't like either of these pitchers. I think this could be a shootout here. Bello, 28 plate appearances, 259 batting average. Clark Schmidt, 12 plate appearances, 250. Clark Schmidt's been one of those, when he has a good game and he's on, he's on. But when he is off, he's giving up home runs. So I would not be surprised if Devers hits another home run, hits it off. And let's just look at the numbers real quick. So they haven't seen much of each other or the opposing team. But the Yankees bats have Glaber had a home run on Saturday, 3 for 5. Oswaldo Cabrera, if he's in there, 2 for 6 with a double. Trevino, 1 for 5. Donaldson, 1 for 3. Not much. Rizzo had a day off, so maybe he comes back and plays Sunday Night Baseball. It is ESPN Sunday Night Baseball game of the week, so we could be looking at that. So I'll have exposure. I will look at, if I'm playing an all-day slate or if I'm playing like a single game here, Glaber, Oswaldo, Rizzo, Donaldson, Stanton. Flip side of that, the Red Sox bats that have had success against Clark Schmidt in his career. Devers 0 for 3. I don't really care about that. Kike Hernandez 1 for 3. Tristan Casas 1 for 2 with a home run. Reese McGuire, parking lot bandit, 1 for 1 with a home run there. So those are kind of the thought in this game here. And that's it. Those are the games. Those are all of them on the slate. If you have questions, comments, concerns, get them down below. If you want some help, let us know. Go to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. You can sign up for $10 a month right now. That'll get you MLB content for a month. Once we get to about a month away, once we come back from the All-Star break for baseball, it'll be $25 a month because we're going to start ramping up NFL content. So super excited about that. And I did I asked you guys what you thought and what you'd be looking for and stuff. And I saw someone mention having videos or putting out a video on Saturday night when, all the news and training and injuries have come through, which hopefully, now again, I have a 3-year-old, so it's very hard until they go to bed, which isn't until like 8 or 9, to do a video. But I could be looking at doing a video on Saturday nights for NFL season. Thinking about calling it like the Saturday night sit down or something like that, and going through everything on the slate. I would need you guys to obviously subscribe, hit the bell notification so you see when the video goes live or when it's posted, and check it out. Honestly, those NFL videos probably would have to be about an hour long. There's just so much to cover more than what we're doing here. But yeah, I have a huge matchup tool, which, let me see if I can find this matchup tool real quick. Now, this is a matchup tool that I put out every week, and it takes me, and I start on like Monday or Tuesday night, and it takes till Thursday to be able to finish it and complete it. And if I can find it real quick, give me a second. There we go. I believe, no, that's not it. Trying to find the NFL matchup tool. Is this completed or is it not completed? Okay, so this was week 18 of the 2022 season, or the 2021 season. So this is what I call the NFL matchup tool, if it'll load. So, and this is something that I've gone over before, and this will be a tool on the website, but I would go over it on our YouTube page. But you guys, you've got to check the videos out during the NFL season. You've got to like the videos because this takes so long. I don't know how to explain it. But, so what we do is we take all the stats through the 2022 season, pretty much up until like week 3 or 4. And then we'll start doing 2023 stats here. But what we do is we take the defenses, and then the defenses, how many attempts and completions, yards, touchdowns, interceptions, and 300-plus games they've given up to the quarterback position, which you can see the quarterback position. And we go through, and then rushing allowed. So, how many rushing attempts and touchdowns to rushing quarterbacks. So then you can use that information to find out, is this quarterback a mobile quarterback? Kind of build your lineups through there. Then total. DraftKings points, Fanduel points, 2021 total fantasy points allowed. And then we go 2021 fantasy points per game allowed. So Washington in 2021 gave up an average of 22.36 fantasy points on DraftKings to opposing quarterbacks. And then we even have this was Daniel Jones wasn't in. And then fantasy points allowed for PPR. So this helps for season long as well. So you can see red zone fantasy points, red zone ranking. So you can see how they're ranked, fantasy points total and fantasy points ranking here. The opponent, and then the quarterback, and then their games, completions, attempts, yards, touchdowns, interceptions, rushing yards, and rushing touchdowns. So a lot of information is here in this tool. It does not fit in any web page of ours because there's so much data, and you also can't really look at it on mobile because there's so much data. It's got to be on a computer. That's the problem. A lot of people want to only be mobile, but stuff like this, there's a lot to go over in this. So we have this for running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends as well. And yeah, it's just an awesome tool that we really love. What we do is, so like running backs, for instance. Now, maybe, there's 2 running backs or running back by committee or whatever it is. We put them out there with the depth charts, and then depending, depending on if, they're utilized, the game plans, and we see that. We put them all on there. So then you can see all of this information. Then you can go through receiving touchdowns. So there's so much to look at here that this takes so much time. This is where I would like you guys to like the video, subscribe, and stuff like that. A lot of that does help. People have sent in donations. Our Cash App is down below. We have a Venmo if you guys would like to send tips, donations. If you listen to our advice and win a ton of money, any little bit helps. There's a super thanks here on YouTube. I'm not really sure how that works, but you can use that. I mean, $2, $5 here and there from everyone who watches the video goes a very long way. But yeah, I'm still here. We're still going to do videos regardless if we get tips. They do help out immensely. But we're still here giving you guys information, hopefully as many times as I can. There's going to be some days where I might not be able to put out a video, just depending on situations. And that is where I will put a community note out there just to kind of let you know. Also tweet it. So definitely follow us on Twitter at advisors_team. We'll tweet out some important information there as well. So that's all I've got in this video. It's a very long video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it was very helpful for you. Informative. If it was, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, because we do try to put out the videos every single day, especially for MLB. So good luck on this slate, everyone. Let's have a fantastic, fabulous Sunday. Let's bring home some bacon. Peace.